So this first mistake, I was hesitant to even put it on this list. I mean, to me, this one seems obvious. But then again, I've designed thousands of shirts, written a book on style and etiquette, and to be straight up, I just saw a guy the other day making this mistake. Now, I was at an event with my wife, and it was kind of fancy. Most of the guys were wearing blazers, sports jackets, or suits. And then I see this guy out of the corner of my eye wearing his dress shirt untucked. And to be clear, I'm not judging this guy. In fact, I thought the rest of his outfit looked fine, and I'm sure he made a conscious decision to wear the shirt like that. I mean, he was walking around with what looked to be pretty decent confidence. But the reality, gents, is when it comes to dress shirts, they're made to be tucked in. And by that, I mean the dress shirt is designed in a way that it's going to look best on a man when that bottom hem is properly tucked into his trousers. Now, to his defense, I can see why he may think that you could wear a shirt like this untucked. Probably the majority of shirts he wears, t-shirts, even maybe polos, he wears untucked. And the reason for that is t-shirts are designed in a way that they can be worn untucked. Notice how the bottom hem area on a t-shirt goes straight across. In addition, with most t-shirts, the length falls 2 inches right below the waistline. Now, of course, you can tuck in a t-shirt, but the fashion trend nowadays is wear everything untucked unless it's an undershirt. And of course, then we've got the polo shirt. This one's even more confusing. Even though it may seem to have a straight bottom, a lot of times on these type of shirts, you'll notice the back is a little bit longer than the front. This comes from its heritage as a sports shirt with the option of being worn tucked or untucked. Now, the rule here for this shirt is it depends on what you're wearing it with. A polo shirt with a sports jacket and trousers? Yeah, tuck it in with a belt. A polo shirt with shorts and sandals? Yeah, wear it untucked. Now, with dress shirts, on the other hand, notice we have the long curved hem. It usually raises over on the sides, but the purpose of this design is to allow it to be tucked in and stay tucked in throughout the day. In fact, some dress shirts used to have tabs and buttons, which you could use to affix them to your trousers so they wouldn't come untucked. The next 2 mistakes you want to avoid, make sure you get a great fit on the cuff and on the collar. So on most off-the-rack shirts, these are shirts not made custom, you're going to notice there's 2 buttons here on the collar. The 2 buttons are there to give you 2 options when it comes to fit. And you know you have a good fit on the cuff when it fits smoothly around the wrist, not tight, but definitely not overly loose because you don't want your hand to slip through. Seriously, if you ever had a shirt that the cuff is too large, paired with sleeves that are too long, you're going to have that cuff covering your hand and it's just not a great look. Now, a quick hack here, if you don't have a great fit on the cuff, is that you can actually move the button. Yeah, you can cut it off, you can re-sew it on to exactly the right point that fits you. Oh, and on a side note, if you wear a watch, make sure you always leave a little bit of extra room so your watch can slide in and out. Now, with collars, the mistake I see most often is either going with the wrong style or getting the wrong fit. So shirt collars come in a wide variety of styles, but as you can see from the chart right here, there are 2 main factors that affect its overall appearance. They are the point length and the point spread. Now, the average shirt collar point length is going to be between 2 and 3 inches. The average spread for a classic collar is going to be between 50 and 70 degrees. Once you start going outside those bounds, all of a sudden you start affecting the overall shape, look, and style of the collar. Increase the angle of the collar spread, shorten those points, all of a sudden you have a wide spread collar, which is going to be a more casual style, great if you want to wear a wider necktie knot or wear that shirt without a necktie. Bring it in a little bit more narrow, you're going to need to go with a smaller knot, a smaller necktie. And by the way, these type of shirts in anything below 60 degrees, I think it looks incomplete without a necktie. So yeah, if you got a narrow collar spread, don't try wearing this sans necktie. Now, there are exceptions to this where you add one small style detail and it changes the collar. Example being the collar I'm wearing right here. This is a button-down collar. It's going to be more casual. You can wear it with a necktie, but it also looks fine without one. My point here is if you decide to wear a collar outside the norm, a little bit maybe eclectic, understand that there are certain ways to style this for it to look its best. Now, gents, today's video is brought to you by Tailor Store. Now, gents, for years, I've been wearing custom shirts by Tailor Store, and I have to say I absolutely love what these guys are doing. So first up, if you don't know my background, I used to own a custom clothier. I designed thousands of shirts, suits, and other garments for men around the world. I know what goes into a quality shirt, and when I look at my collection of custom shirts, what am I wearing? Tailor Store. Guys, I've got over 3 dozen of their shirts, which I rotate through in a lot of my videos. And the shirt I'm wearing today is hot off the press, just made for me. And I have to say, I absolutely love their quality, their build, their attention to detail, and how you can get exactly what you want easily and affordable. A lot of guys think that custom shirts are all expensive. Guys, Tailor Store is flipping that on its head. In fact, you're going to find their custom shirts are a lot more affordable than many of the off-the-rack options you've got in your area. And when it comes to risk, there isn't any. They got a free remake guarantee. And when it comes to your measurements, guys, you don't even have to enter them. You just answer a few questions. Literally, it just takes a few seconds. And they use their expertise, their database, to be able to build a shirt that fits you perfectly. And again, gents, I want to stress, I have tons of shirts from this company. The quality is great, and the options they give you allow you to build pretty much anything you would want. And if that's too much for you, you don't want to think. They've also got some pre-selected styles that you can see what they look like, and you can say, you know what, I like that. I just want it built to my exact specifications. Boom, it's done. It's easy. Gents, you know I got you covered. Use that link in the description of today's video. Go over to Tailor Store. I've been wearing their shirts for years. I've talked about them in the past. This is a solid company that you guys need to check out if you want to build the perfect shirt. Dive into the world of custom. It makes a huge difference in just simply how the garment looks. So again, use that link. I'm putting it down below. So we talked about fit. Let's go deeper. So when it comes to your collar, fully buttoned here at the top, you want to be able to slide in 2 fingers. That's about perfect. 3, okay. 1, a little bit close. But the point here is you don't want to choke yourself out. Now, if you've already got a shirt in your wardrobe, but it's a little bit tight, you can actually move the button over about 1/4 to maybe 1/2 inch. And another option here, you can find them online or sometimes in menswear stores. They have button extenders that can give you another 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch. Next up, let's talk about shoulders. This area is critical. On a shirt, you have a shoulder point. That needs to be approximately at the end point of your shoulders. I see a lot of guys make the mistake of trying to wear a shirt that is way too big in the shoulder points. And I get it. You found this shirt on sale. You've got a hard to fit body type. You've got longer arms. But the problem with those shoulder points being out there is 1, you're going to swim in fabric. 2, the frame of that shirt does not work with yours. It's never going to fit properly. It's always going to look off. The advice I would give you, never buy a shirt unless it fits you in the shoulders. Another area that's non-negotiable is the length of the shirt. So if you've got a longer torso, put that shirt on, raise your arms up. You should not be able to see your midsection. If you don't have enough fabric, there's nothing we can do. This shirt just isn't going to work for you. Now, if it's too long, not really an issue. You can just keep it tucked in, but you could always shorten it if you so choose. And the same in the torso. If in the chest area, if in the stomach area, you've got more than 2 inches of fabric to play with, you can easily just simply dart the back of the shirt. This is where we bring in the fabric. It's a relatively inexpensive alteration that you can even learn to do yourself, and it's well worth it because it will make that shirt look so much better on you. Now let's talk about sleeve length. I like them a little bit longer. Some guys like them shorter. In any case, when you put your arms up, they should be about touching your wrist. So if your sleeves pull halfway up your forearms, they're too short, don't buy the shirt. But if you have the opposite issue, a lot of excess material, you can get it adjusted. Just realize this is going to be a little bit more of an expensive fix because they actually have to take the cuff off and they can shorten it. And so for that reason, I say in most cases, leave it alone. Now with that bit of advice, you may be saying, well, Antonio, I thought we want this shirt to look good. We do, but the next mistake I see so many guys making is they wear a dress shirt without a jacket. A blazer jacket, a sports jacket, a suit jacket, a sweater jacket. Guys, you got options, but guess what? Whenever you're wearing a jacket over that, no one's going to notice that you got a little bit of excess material around the sleeves. And the classic collar dress shirt is going to fulfill its role as a layering piece. That's what it was designed for. That's what it's meant to do. Now I get it. All the other guys around you, all the pictures you see, guys are just simply wearing the dress shirt. Maybe they're wearing a tie with it. Why throw on a jacket? Well, guys, I'll talk about this at the end of the video, but have the courage to be the best dressed man in the room. Think about who you are, what you stand for, what you're getting dressed for, and know that when you throw a jacket on with the dress shirt, in pretty much every situation, it's just going to look better and make you look better as well. Next up, let's talk about shirt colors, patterns, and formality. Now, in terms of formality, the dressiest shirt we're going to see out there is the classic white dress shirt made either from poplin or broadcloth. Now, a big part of this is heritage and tradition, but also when worn with a dark suit, it provides a high contrast look that's typical in black tie and business attire. Now, the most formal collar out there is one you won't see. It's called the wingtip. But on a white shirt like this, as long as you go with anything between that 50 and 70 degrees and between 2 and 3 inches in collar point length, you will be fine, even if you go a little bit more spread or a little bit more closed. Now, going down a notch in formality, we're going to see lighter colored solids. Light blue being the most common, but pretty much in any color, if it's a tint, a lighter color, pastels being a great example. Any one of these can be worn with a dark colored suit, necktie, and it would look good in business attire. And speaking of business attire, let's go to the classic stripes. Right here we have a stripe on white. A white shirt with a colored stripe, this one in a conservative thin blue. Because of its history being worn in a business environment, this one has stepped up in terms of level of formality, and I would put it at about the same level as the tints mentioned earlier. Now, as the stripes get thicker or become more bold, the shirt does start to become more casual. And notice how the stripes have a variety of different names. This is related to the thickness, the dimension of the stripe itself. Now, occasionally you will see stripes on other colors like blue. These are going to be even more casual, but I find a lot of guys still like to wear this with a suit. I wouldn't put it in high-end business attire, but I do think with a casual suit, it can look amazing. Stepping down a level of formality, we have the darker solids along with checks. Now, there are all different types of checks. I prefer really subtle patterns like a Glen check right here, which from a distance, it looks like a solid, but you get up close and you start to see the pattern. And in my opinion, an easy way to introduce patterns, smart looking shirts that add the illusion of texture and I think depth to an overall outfit. And then there are the dark colored dress shirts. In general, I don't consider these dress shirts. Historically, they don't fit that definition, but manufacturers keep putting them out. And if they're not dress shirts, what are they? Well, even though they may have the same collar style, cuff style, and overall build of a dress shirt, they are actually defined as casual button downs, which is a whole other category of shirt, more casual, which you can wear them with sports jackets, maybe even casual suits. I personally don't think they look great with most neckties, but to each their own. I'm just one of those guys maybe stuck in the past trying to pass on tradition that, yeah, I picked up over the decades, wanting you to always look your best. Some other last minute tips, make sure you iron the shirt, take care of it, check out for small stains. Any accessories that you wear with it, the necktie, go with a nice silk one, learn to tie a necktie knot properly. Wear a nice pair of chinos, trousers. You got so many different options when it comes to good looking trousers now. I do get the question, can you wear jeans with a dress shirt? You can, but you got to know how to do it because it's really easy to mess up. And guys, I got a whole video for you right here, how to wear jeans with a dress shirt. It can be done, but you want to understand the basic because if you're kind of mixing a little bit of oil and water there, it can be done. But yeah, come on, I got you covered. You guys know I make tons of videos. I make sure that you are going to look good. Oh yeah, click right there.